Hey, what's up, brothers? I hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm a little bit late to this one, but I wanted to pop in and just give my 2 cents and my prayers and little commentary to another one that we've lost in the YouTube fitness community, Bostin Loyd. Um, Everybody knows we've lost quite a few of them in the last 10 years or so. We lost, just to name a few, Ziz, Rich Piana, Bostin Loyd, several others. And, prayers to their family and their friends and all the people that are mourning this loss. I want to start out by saying that, and Bostin Loyd was just an amazing before and after transformation story. I mean, when you look at him, it's amazing to see. Very inspiring to anybody out there that wants to change their physique. A really cool, larger than life character. Very interesting guy. It was always interesting to see his commentary. Um, but at some point, we have to learn from this, guys. We can't just let this keep going in vain. We can't just let these guys keep passing and then keep making these same mistakes. Let's face it, all of these guys would still be alive if it wasn't for taking massive amounts of steroids. A lot of people will say, "Oh, it's diet related. It's the intensity, something. Maybe it was stress. Maybe it was multiple factors." But come on, man. Everybody knows these guys would probably still be alive if they weren't using drugs. And that's the thing about the YouTube fitness community, man. This is why I pretty much stopped uploading right around the time Rich Piana passed. I switched over to the dating advice and all that stuff. Um, I started to realize, and I hope other people can realize this too, there's only one or two paths that the YouTube fitness community will take you. There's one path. You can look good, but if you look good, everybody's going to think you're on steroids. And if they think you're on steroids already, you might as well take them because, whatever the fuck. But that's kind of how the logic goes. Or you don't look good and nobody thinks you're on steroids. So steroids tend to be the X factor. Everybody knows that, right? If you want to take it to that next level, in the fitness community, you've got to take the roids. You're going to look average if you don't. You can look good for an average guy. But if you want to take it to the next level, you got to use the steroids. And, people keep doing this and they keep making that mistake. I know my journey starting in the YouTube fitness community in like 2014. I know I didn't get that big, but I did upload, maybe 2 or 3 videos every week for a few years there, and I was pretty into it. So, I was getting calls from different companies that were selling research chemicals, is what we'll call them. You know what I'm talking about, the selective androgen receptor modulators and all that stuff. So, not only was I, thinking in my head, well, I can take it to that next level, and maybe these are safer than those, or maybe they're not, who knows, but I can take these and I can put on a little extra muscle and then I can sell them and I can make more money. And I'm like rationalizing things in my head. And it's like, not only am I, thinking about taking it to this level and using drugs, but I'm also thinking about becoming a dealer of these drugs, and that's sort of how the dark side of the fitness community sucks you into it. Not only do you become addicted to the gains and the drugs, you also get connections to where you can sell them and make money off of them. And everybody knows this is common. Like, everybody knows this. Guaranteed, any YouTuber, any guy with 100,000 followers on Instagram, he gets calls from these companies. Companies that want to help push their products. Maybe their products are legal, maybe they're not, but we all get sucked into that dark side of the fitness community, and we see what happens. We see what eventually happens at some point. And now we see Cali Muscle had a heart attack, CT Fletcher, heart transplant. It's just it's not going good, man. Like, you remember the peak of the YouTube fitness community, like 2016, around that time period. Everybody was alive, everybody was healthy, everybody was, pushing things to the next level. And it was like, wow, look at all these guys, man. It's like, I want to be just like them. Everybody wants to be just like them. And, now where are they now? Some of them are still doing okay. But a lot of them are dead, or a lot of them are being forced to no longer work out, at least the way they used to. And it's unfortunate. Hopefully people learn and they don't go down that path. I see it all the time. At every local gym that I go to, you see a guy hop on a cycle. Who knows what he's taking? There's all sorts of different stuff out there that people take, but he starts out, things are going good. You see him put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle in a relatively short period of time. And then a lot of times you start to see the hairline go back a little bit. You start to see the hair on the crown starting to fall out a little bit. Doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to some people. They start to have that look on their face, that sunken in, high blood pressure look that most people get when they're on some form of gear. And you can just see it, man. You can see their physique's getting bigger and stronger, but their health's going down. And it just happens to a lot of people. And the difference between steroids and, crack or, heroin or something like that, the difference is one's actually making you better. Like, you're performing better on every level. But the impact it's having on your health isn't much different than the other drugs. Your health is declining, but your performance is going up. Your physique is going up. Your self-esteem is going up. Well, until you come off of it, when you're walking around the gym and everybody's, complimenting how big you are, and then you come off of a cycle and you're small again, then it takes a hit on your self-esteem because nobody's complimenting you anymore. But that's a different story. And that's why people get hooked on it. They never want to come off. They just want to keep pushing it further and further. They want to keep that self-esteem up. That's why, bodybuilding and performance-enhancing substances, they're a dangerous lifestyle to live, man. But, it is what it is. Hopefully people can learn from their mistakes. So, prayers, much respect to Bostin Loyd and his friends and family, and, to all the viewers, to all the people out there. Hopefully we can learn and not let it go in vain. Not let these guys pass in vain, You got to look at the bright side, man. Every time we lose somebody, we learn something. Every time you lose in anything in life, you learn something. You learn a lesson. So you can choose to either learn the lesson, or you can just keep repeating these same mistakes. But, hopefully we don't lose any more. How many other guys are out there that are still pushing it to the max? I'd much rather see a guy come off the gear and lose the gains and switch over to commentary, maybe podcasting, something like that. You don't have to go on stage and be larger than life. You can find a different outlet. I'd much rather see guys do that than, see them pass away. Because there's a lot of cool characters out there in the YouTube fitness community that we don't want to lose, right? So I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, guys, it's always nice shooting the shit with you guys. And, like I said, prayers to the Loyd family. And, for that being said, everybody that's lost somebody in the fitness community due to, any of these substances or lifestyle habits that we get addicted to. Because it's tough, man. It's tough. Once you get addicted to that lifestyle, it's tough to get out. Anyways, That's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.